guys, welcome to Rodriguez Repairs here with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the ESIM or the leak detection pump on this vehicle for the EVAP system. If you haven't already, go watch the video before this one that explains how we got to the point of diagnosing this vehicle and making the leak detection pump be the culprit of this problem. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out that video, but for this video I'm just going to show you how to replace the leak detection pump and Okay, so going under the vehicle, I see the ESIM here, or the leak detection pump, however you want to call it. I see the canister. This is the hose that goes to the purge. This is the one that goes to the tank. But we're going to replace this pump here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a flathead, and I'm going to remove these clips here, or unfasten these holders for this plastic hose. You have a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I just want it to drop a little bit so that I'm able to access the leak detection pump and remove this pipe here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the connector as well to the pump. Okay, just let it hang, and let's go ahead and remove these. Okay, so I'm gonna take a small flathead like this. Okay, and I'm just going to pry a little bit here. These come out like this. Okay, and the other one here, just do a little bit of pressure here, like that. And this one also, this one seems to already be out. And now this one over here, same, just push up and down. Okay, so now we have all this loosened up here. Okay, now what we're going to do is, this pipe is actually very hard to remove here. You really don't have any play here to take the pipe here out, the plastic pipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the leak detection pump. Okay, to remove the leak detection pump, you're going to see a tab right here. Okay, there's going to be a tab that you can push. You see how I'm pushing it? Okay, and you're going to rotate it. So you're going to push the tab, and then you're going to rotate the pump about a quarter of the way. So let's see, like that, and it should come out. Okay, and now that you have the pump out, okay, now very carefully you have to remove this hose. Okay, and it's pretty tight, so what you're gonna have to do is just hold both pieces, and at the same time do some wiggle like this, and it should come out like that. Okay, make sure you hold both pieces with strength, okay, or else you run the risk of breaking this pipe, okay, or the plastic inside. We're gonna replace the leak detection pump, but if you weren't replacing it, you got to make sure you don't break it. Okay, guys, so we're gonna replace it with the OEM original equipment for Mopar. Okay, I'm gonna let you see the part number here. I believe you can see it. Okay, we have our new pump here, the leak detection pump here from Mopar. I also got the seal. Okay, make sure you always replace them as a combination. So we're going to go ahead and do it. What we're going to do first is we're going to get the seal. Okay, and we're going to place it. It should already become pre-lubricated, or it has a powdery substance on it. But what I'm going to do, just for safety, I'm going to add a little bit of grease to it. So I'm going to take a little bit of lubrication, just put it around the O-ring here. Okay, and I'm going to place the O-ring in its guide here. If you feel there should be a guide where the O-ring would sit, like that. Make sure it does not fall, because it can fall. So you just got to make sure it stays in place, okay, while you install the leak detection pump. Okay, now I'm going to take the leak detection pump. Okay, remember, you have to install this in the same position that it was removed. If you install it like, let's say this goes like this. If you install it like this, you're going to have problems. You're going to have codes with the EVAP system because, like I explained in the video diagnosing this problem, this functions via gravity, and there's a set of weights in here that move depending on the pressure or the vacuum created in the tank. So make sure you install this in the proper angle. So what I'm going to do is, since I removed the leak detection pump like this, I'm going to install it like that and lock it in. You can see the locking tab right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Be careful not to damage the ring there. There you go, it entered, and now you bring it like that. You heard that? You should hear a click there. Okay, that's basically the tab here locking into its space here, if you can see. Okay, and now it's locked in there. Okay, let's make sure that the O-ring seated correctly. Everything seems really good. And now we can go ahead and put the plastic pipe back on. Okay, I'm gonna put this plastic pipe back on, but I am going to put some lube, some grease on here, just so it can enter easily and I don't damage the pump or the canister. Okay. And what you're just gonna do is you're gonna make sure that it's placed. What you can do is you can hold this piece here and just put it inside slowly until it sits all the way in. There we go. All right, and at the same time you can go ahead and put it in its respective tabs here. This one's closed again. That's fine. Let me take a screwdriver. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Make sure everything is nice and secure. Okay, go ahead and put the connector back on. Make sure you hear a little click. Okay, that ain't coming out. All right. Okay, make sure you visually inspect everything a second time. Okay, so we have installed the leak detection pump. Okay, so I got my ignition switch on. Got the scanner connected. I'm gonna go ahead and check for codes. Okay, we have that small system leak that we've been tackling this whole time. That intake air temperature sensor was triggered because I disconnected it when I was trying to remove the intake pipe to the throttle body. So that's the reason why that's on. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase the light. Okay guys, so I go ahead and erase the code. Now one of the things about these Dodge vehicles, even if you erase the code, sometimes the check engine light does go away, but you still get the message that says loose gas cap or gas cap. Why? It's because sometimes you need to run the vehicle a couple of drive cycles to take that light out. I don't know exactly how many drive cycles it is, but you have to drive it a good amount of time for that message to go away. So what I like to do is I just like to disconnect the battery, okay, the positive and the negative, for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then put everything back and then crank the car. You should not get that message anymore here in the information center. Okay, so even though there's no codes, that still sits there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery for about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, I went and go ahead and disconnected the battery, positive and negative, for about 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and crank the vehicle. So we successfully installed the leak detection pump, or the ESIM, on this vehicle. Make sure, if you haven't watched my video prior to this one on how we got to this point, make sure you go ahead and watch it. If you found this video useful, make sure you leave a comment, leave a like, and also subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos, so stay tuned and keep working.